My name's Jim Wright. I'm 48. I live here in Whitstable in Kent. Having heard what Adrian's project was about, I felt that I had something to share. So that's the purpose of my time with you here. Everyone thought I had a kidney stone, and I had pains in my kidneys. Got taken into hospital for a minor operation, which happened, no problems. And then I started getting terrible chest pains, symptoms that were similar to pneumonia, TB. They thought I might be HIV positive at one point, so I was being tested for everything. And the fact I'd been to Africa the year before, they thought I'd got some exotic disease. Basically, they couldn't find what was wrong with me. It wasn't until the local hospital contacted London and a specialist realised that I had a disease called vasculitis, which attacks the nervous system and your blood. It's your immune system attacking your own body. That I was rushed to London on what they call an ECMO machine, which basically takes all your blood out of your system, and all your organs are managed by machines. It's similar to the type of treatment they give to very, very early born children. But for adults it's a very rare procedure, and not many people come out of it alive. So again, I count myself to be very lucky. But had they not discovered the disease, I wouldn't be here. They'd already told my wife to prepare for the worst. And they had to operate on me whilst my kidneys, my lungs, and most of my major organs had all collapsed at the same time. So there were times, I think, on the operating table where I was dead, but came back to life. Well, I'm here to tell the tale, basically. I'm very grateful for it. Certainly the most alone I've ever felt in my life was when I was left alone in the middle of the night by the nurses in hospital, and I was bleeding from various places. Couldn't call the nurses. I think by then I had a sense that this had got more serious. I could even tell by friends, relatives who'd visited me, that the look on their faces that, you know, this was getting very serious. And yeah, that was a really lonely feeling. Interestingly, being in a hospital ward with other men who were at the end of their lives, shall we say, and the sense of loneliness and despair I got from those guys made me feel even more lonely. And I really remember what I would call a young guy, or my age, who was dying the night I was really ill, and watching him die, basically. And I think that's probably the most lonely I've ever felt. But I was able to be near him, and we sort of held each other's hand, and so maybe he wasn't lonely, but I felt real despair that time. My wife Lizzie, she was at the bedside nearly every day. It wasn't easy for her to juggle a job, travelling, putting up with me, learning how to walk again, silly things like that, things we take for granted. That was a big thing for me. I was told it would take months, but at night time I would unplug myself from the various drips and start to walk or pull my way along the corridors, just because I didn't want to not walk. I needed to get up on my feet again, and physically that was an important thing to do, and to have a milestone. I think I counted the beds to the end of the ward, and each night you'd do another bed nearer the front door until you eventually got to the door. Mentally, I don't know, a lot of people have had what they call post-traumatic stress from being on life support. I didn't, though I had horrendous flashbacks, horrendous dreams, but I don't know, I was kind of accepted that it was all part of the process. And again, you know, dreams, fears, they can't really hurt you unless you magnify them more by acknowledge them. I think I just accepted it. Just like learning to walk, just like having to be on a kidney machine, it was all part of the process of recovery. Have I reconciled it? Yes, I think I have, because it's just something that happened and it's in the past, and it can't hurt me now, and it gives you a sense of what could happen in the future, and probably, maybe I'm lucky, it's prepared me more if it happens again. I'm not planning for it to, but I think that's, I think reconciling, I think acceptance is the most important thing, and accepting whatever's happened to you can't hurt you right now and can't hurt your future. I'm so grateful for the companionship I have with Lizzie, my wife, my colleagues at work, my friends, but I am really grateful to Broadband Consciousness, the course I went on, because the new relationship I have with myself has just made everything so relaxed in my life, and really aware of the conflict people have within themselves all the time, and I just feel free of that. So I'm massively grateful for being relaxed.